Well, hello everyone. Here to show you right here. I'll talk about for Heatwave though, and talk about for this music. I'm sure most of us have heard the song before. Talk about sometimes I think about you and talk about your Heatwave, and but still I do the details right here, and I don't really know if the song is really based on any source of photography or anything like that, or if anything just knowing about for how somebody meets, and let's just say if it's moving. A lot of times. It seems like that the song is just a little bit like whenever when if it's gonna be roommates or somebody like that, whenever people move in, and like if it's gonna be maybe seeing you at the corner of Fifth Street or something like that. So it's like whenever I hear the song details, and it's like sometimes I think about you midnight, times at the middle of June or something like that. So like one ways are freaking me out, and one way to happier, and so a lot of times that I had not really memorized all the song lyrics, but still that whenever I was working on this right here, I actually was kind of getting an idea about as to where that whenever if you're going to be like for how people meet, especially, and a lot of times it's like if you were to talk to somebody about a story to where that while you were listening to the song, that this is how you met somebody, and this person that you seen walking down the street or somewhere like that, and you're probably thinking as to where well, you go ahead and take a picture of something, and you see somebody like you look out your window and you see somebody walking, and it's like so it's like the song kind of goes by to where that's how you do wind up meeting somebody is by is as to where if you're going to be maybe a student or like anything such as to where if you're going to be doing any sorts of freelancer photography type work or anything like that. But still that I have right here of shown right here. This right here will be like I talk about. I guess Heatwave is a group that sings a song, but talk about right here. Talk about as to where sometimes when I think about you, midnights in the middle of June, one things that make me happier, and on I can run, I can see, and all like but still I know with me though that whenever I think about that song, I also keep thinking too is toward that that whenever you're going to be I'm like, if you're going to be working on something, and if you're going to be walking around, and then let's just say that if you were to be walking around and see something interesting, and then you're going to want to take a picture of it, right? And so that's one thing I have right here of like in case of anybody that may want to know too, that sometimes in the middle of June, what exactly do you find most common about anything that you're going to be working on necessarily? And you're probably thinking that sometimes in the middle of June, and you're like, the middle, around midnight, around middle of June or something like that for how the song goes. But you see right here, like this right here actually shows right here is an example right here of like people I say is toward that before you actually meet somebody that that somebody that might even say that whenever you meet somebody that you see them first, and then you're gonna maybe just say is to where you say hi to them a couple of times, and then you might greet them just by saying hi, and you might give them something that but you're still that so it sure seems that way that really does a song really go by saying this tour sometimes in the middle of June or something like that, and one things that make me happy or not, heat wave, and but it's still that I know with me though that whenever I hear that song though, it sure seems that way. Is it gonna kind of remind you just a little bit of those moments as to where that's how whenever you do meet somebody, and let's just say that if you meet somebody like for or if you're going to be on vacation talking to somebody, or while you were walking down the street maybe with a luggage of with a with anything that you're going to be carrying, or maybe like a luggage carrier or something like that, and 102 that you're going to be listening to the radio, and then that the things that you can remember doing around June or anything like that. But still that I know with me though that whenever I hear the song though, it's going to remind me of course of the month of June. And but a lot of times it's like when we think about photography, a lot of times whenever we think about photography, that we necessarily think about is toward it. Yeah, somebody's able to meet you just by that. They see you walking down the street, or they're going to be seeing you one morning while they're going to be getting up and getting that morning coffee, or maybe having breakfast one morning or something like that, and then they're going to be seeing you walking down the street and just want to know, hey, how's it going? Are you here in town? You're for work or something like that. So it's like, yeah, that. So whenever it comes to weekends and maybe whenever it comes to holidays, so it's like sometimes in the middle of June, I'm like, yeah, can that really be explained in a lot of ways? But still, it's like that. Whenever you think about a song, that you want to start the song by saying something like is toward it. Sometimes in the middle of the night, I think about you, and or yeah, something like I was working on something, but then I actually, well, I'm like, yeah. So somebody might even say that this, working on something, reading a book, or maybe doing spring cleaning is going to maybe remind you of somebody, and at the time you probably thinking as to where you go ahead and write a song about something. If it starts by sometimes in the middle of June, I think about you, for this reason, because it reminds us, of that breakfast, for that next morning. It's going to remind us of the breakfast place that we went to, and other things that sound quite a bit most common, and but I think it too, yeah. But whenever I think about that song, no, I also think about the photography, actually, about just painting, but then also the photography. So it's like, yeah, if you're going to be walking right next to a building right here, and then let's just say that somebody's going to be looking out the window right there, and let's just say that person's maybe going to be taking pictures, or maybe just like you're working on something, and just say this toward, yeah, really, how is it that you're able to meet somebody just by, yeah, well, weeknights in the middle of June, and this is how I met this person. That I was walking down the street until we were able to see each other while we were working on something. And it's like, a lot of times it's like everybody else might even say that you come up to these moments to where that you're going to be thinking about is to where nice if you would have had your camera available to where you can actually take a picture, and just think about it. It's like certain moments that you want to go ahead and get on camera, and I want to know that, hey, that what exactly were you where your reactions were whenever you came up to that moment. That's all that. But still, but talk about, say, sometimes when I think about you in the late nights in the middle of June, one thing that makes me happy or not. So it's like, yeah, midnight in the middle of June, and then midnight, and so a lot of times it's like when we think about that song in particular, right? But anyway, thanks for watching, everyone.